Hello, my friends. I'm Rick, and this is Grain White Mama, and welcome to Your Seat at the Table. We are looking at Battletech's Force Manual Kurita. This was a PDF that was graciously donated to me by one of you, the subscribers, and I went, of course, and printed it out and read through this, and I'm both okay with it and kind of disappointed in it. At the same problem I had with the Force Debian, and I suspect the entire Force Manual series that's currently coming out will run into the same situation. And it's implied to me that they intend to add supplements later that we're supposed to, like, I don't know, download or buy and then plug into these things, which is kind of hard to do if you bought an actual physical copy of this. How do you add pages to it? Just asking. In a PDF like this, potentially I could add pages to it. So if they were to add another era, so it follows the era up to and after the main clan invasion, but doesn't take into account. It falls just short of the uh, Dark Age and the Word of Blake era. I'm trying to avoid using that J word because apparently the analogs don't like it or something. YouTube doesn't like it or something. So I went through it, and once again, a lot of nice and great information in here. If you are new to BattleTech at all, this is great material for you. Would be a must-have in my eyes if you are new. For those of us who've been around quite a while and have a lot of the older material, this is just a slightly updated version of a lot of that. And so we're not actually gaining anything for our cash, except for some newer artwork and some fancier layouts and things like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, uh, I'm grateful it was given to me because I would not be able to buy these because once again, money is very tight, and I expect it to get extremely tight this year. If all these tariffs go into play, that I guarantee you everything's going to go through the roof, and that means I'll be buying probably nothing this next year. It will be everything I can do just to keep the lights on and the house paid for. I'm literally never mind, never mind. The book itself was very entertaining, and but there really isn't anything outstandingly new that left out. And I can't apply that to the mechanics because, like I said, it has been a long time since I've had the privilege of actually playing a BattleTech game. And I do mean a long time. I'm not familiar with any of the new systems because I have never been able to put them to use. And frankly, I just don't have the space. If I had the privilege and luxury of owning a larger house like many people do, and I could have a spot in the basement that I could wall off and create as a specifically for a game room that I could keep the door locked to keep the cats and other unwanted intrusions out of, and it wasn't immediately turned into this giant storehouse full of stuff that's mine, then I would have the option to do some solo games where I could set up a battle map on the field and play out scenarios using the new sets of rules, if for no other reason, just to kind of get familiar with them. So that's just kind of not an option. And of course, once again, they go through a lot of examples of units that are part of the DCMS, which is great. And there's a couple that are somewhat new, but most of these have been around a long time, and all we're doing is getting the latest version. And the truth is, most of these don't really give you any new info. I mean, you just don't. So, the Dracons, this one coming through the free the FFR Kung's Army kind of stuff, the Fremen, all this is ideally the some of this wouldn't even be here if you were to include the later eras because the as you know, Razzlehog was split off from the the Draconis Combine, and from parts of the Lyran Commonwealth to form its own house, and then was proceeded to be obliterated by the invading clans, and then what remained of it, or what was regained of it by Ghostbear, became something that was an agglomeration of a clan and an inner sphere house, which is not part of the stuff that's covered in this as best I can. So rules wise, I can't tell you one way or another if any of these rules are better or worse or new. Anyway, It's a good it's a good book for your shelf. If you're just looking to add it to your shelf, fine. If you're, like I said, if you're fairly new to the hobby and you don't have any of the earlier force books or combat manuals or house books, this is something that would be worth having because it gives you a wider view or a deeper walk in one of the factions that dominate the inner sphere. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this, my opinions on it. I don't know what Mama's opinions on it are. Anyway, hope you guys have yourself a great week. Where by the time this gets posted, we will be into the new year. I would wish you a happy new year, but I absolutely do not think it's going to be that happy. I really am struggling with this whole damn thing. And, you know, and I don't have money to go see a therapist. And I don't have money to go to a bar and tell my bartender. So my